Okay, so are you ready to like dive deep into some really interesting listener data today?
Oh, yeah. I love this stuff. It's always so fascinating to peek behind the curtain and see where our audience is tuning in from, right?
Totally. And we talk about, good advice giver being, pretty popular here in the US, right?
Hmm.
But what's really interesting is how global the reach actually is.
Oh, yeah.
We've got listeners from all corners of the planet, and
Right.
we're gonna take a look at some of the surprising hotspots today.
Sounds good.
So starting with the US, right? So big surprise. The majority of our listeners are in the US, about 67%.
Makes sense.
But here's where it gets kind of crazy.
Hmm?
Okay, so a full 56% of all U.S. listeners are in Texarkana, Texas.
Wow.
56%.
That's a huge concentration in one place.
It is. It's like good advice giver central, right?
Yeah. What do you think is going on there?
Well, yeah, I'm not sure. I mean,
Like, what would cause that?
I don't know. I mean, Texarkana, it's a pretty tight knit community, right? It's right on the border of Texas and Arkansas. So maybe the podcast themes of like connecting and sort of navigating different perspectives really resonate there.
Yeah, maybe it's like a microcosm of the broader audience in a way.
Yeah, I think you might be right. But the global stuff is really interesting too. So Germany comes in at a solid 11% of our listeners,
Okay.
and within Germany, Gunzenhausen, Bavaria is like this, real listening hub.
Gunzenhausen.
Yeah, it's like the Texarkana of Germany, right?
Interesting. In Germany, they have this culture of like clear communication, straightforward advice.
Yeah,
So maybe that's part of the appeal there, right? The podcast is very direct, very,
yeah,
no nonsense.
yeah. No beating around the bush, right? So,
Yeah.
and it's so interesting when you contrast that with like, some of our other strongholds like Hong Kong and Indonesia.
Oh, wow. Yeah, totally different cultural landscapes.
Totally different,
Yeah.
right? And so it kind of shows that while location matters, it's not the whole story.
Right. What we're seeing here is that the appeal of good advice giver, it crosses borders.
It does,
Yeah.
and it's not just big cities either.
Yeah.
We've got listeners in smaller towns and cities all over the world.
That's awesome.
It really shows you the power of audio to like transcend those geographical limitations.
Yeah, it's accessible, it's relatable, it just connects with people,
Yeah.
regardless of where they live.
Totally. But thinking about the future, there are some like really exciting untapped markets out there.
Oh yeah, like where?
So we're seeing some promising potential in places like Canada, Mexico, France, Australia.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm curious, what kind of strategies do you think could help the podcast like reach those new audiences?
Well, I think targeted marketing is huge, right? Like using social media or even, working with influencers in those regions to kind of introduce the podcast to new listeners.
Yeah.
And then there's also the idea of like localized content, right? So maybe
Yeah.
translating the podcast,
Yeah.
maybe featuring guests from those specific regions, or even like tailoring advice to address challenges that are unique to those areas.
It's like making the podcast feel like it's speaking directly to their experiences.
Exactly. It's that personal touch that can really make a difference.
Totally.
Yeah.
So what have we learned today? We've learned that Good Advice Giver isn't just a podcast, it's a global phenomenon.
I like that.
It shows that no matter where we are in the world, we're all, seeking guidance, connection, maybe a little bit of good advice to navigate life, right?
Absolutely.
And it really makes you think, like, what makes certain advice resonate in some cultures while others find common ground across different backgrounds?
It's a good question.
It is, and maybe by tuning in ourselves, we can uncover some of those answers.
I think that's a great place to leave it.
All right, everybody, thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
Yeah.
Until next time, keep seeking that good advice.
Bye.
Bye.
Today is your lucky day. Today is the day that our $3 website works for you, paying you directly to your PayPal daily. Imagine $3 ongoing continuous payments to your PayPal account. Imagine falling asleep and waking up to $300 in your PayPal account. How would this make you feel? How could this help you? What bills could you pay? What kind of fun could you have? What does that retirement look like now? All for a one-time payment of $3. This website is DFY done for you, fully built and completely hosted, and never stops collecting payments for you. You have spent $3 on coffee on a regular, but that coffee won't help you create multiple streams of income. Click the link below.